We are going to do something slightly different this half. So if you're expecting more of the National Trust and all that René Magritte stuff, sorry, we've grown up a bit. But of course,
do serious.
We've got one of these. So all the songs about Jeremy Paxman and things like that, and the M25 and the rivers of London, they're all on this CD. So you can get one of those. We're going to do something about Derek Jarman, the late great Derek Jarman, controversial filmmaker. What else do we want to say about this? We did this in Holloway there was a screening of a Derek Jarman film called The Last of England, and we sort of curated that evening, and we did a performance piece about the sort of biography, really, a strange biography of Derek Jarman. So we'll get through it as quick as we can. And here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, Jarman in pieces. I've already mucked it up, never mind.
Boy, shower.
I am the father of fathers, the mother of mothers, and the womb of some celestial kind.
The harlot's cry in each high street weaves old England's winding sheet. Step forward into the past that is not, into the merry old land of was. Fun, freedom, democracy and the rule of law. Market forces, Maury polls, audience ratings, best means to crush effective expression of independent conscience. Politics of regression through economic idolatry.
Derek Jarman nace en Inglaterra en 1942.
There are wonderful, wonderful things here, but I mean, things are destroyed by the vacuous stare and the vacuous gaze. They are sapped by the energy.
We've got jack boys and boot boys and shy boys and lady boys and hard men singing lullabies and soft-spoken mummy's boys. Well, they all come my way for a cup of tea and a gander at dear old Derek's garden. So dapper and so dandy, we call them the Dungeonettes. God bless the Dungeonettes in their fishnets all wrecked, like the upturned wooden boats on the mess. Well, I don't mind all the tourists, I guess. I just wish they wouldn't leave the place in such a mess. We got tough boys and rough boys and disco dancing petro boys and lost boys, posh boys, narcissistic Nancy boys. Well, they all come my way for a cup of tea and a natter with a maverick mad hatter. I'm an avant-garde kind of gardener. We call them the Dungeonettes. The waifs and the strays and the misunderstood feeling wrecked, like the upturned wooden boats on the nest. If you want to stop by, please be my guest. But I'm begging not to leave the place in a mess. Out on the rockery, planting my rosemary, deep yellow bacon and eggs. Pottering philosophically, pondering my apocalypse, wondering if this government will never see much sense. We call them the Dungeonettes. Oh, bless the Dungeonettes in their fishnets all wrecked.
It's always been difficult to find money for films. Political situations now, particularly with Margaret Thatcher's government in its third time. I mean, I'm right outside the consensus in Great Britain, and so I'm under continuous attack in the newspapers by the government, in Parliament, and now for the last 4 or 5 years I wake up once a week to find my name in the newspapers or on the radio as a sort of, you know, everything we don't want to happen in Great Britain.
Derek Jarman nace en Inglaterra en 1942.
Dungeness juts into the sea like the ivory fang of a prehistoric shark. Tilda said, the landscape is in crisis. The tawdry houses that stretch along the shingle at Greatstone, they have a terrible impermanence. The great sharp-toothed dragon could wake at any moment and brush them into the sea, lapping up the inhabitants with her flickering, sticky tongue, brown as old flypaper. You can see it on a risque postcard, Mum in her florals and Dad, toothbrush moustached in his rolled-up trousers, disappearing with some good time girls in polka-dot bikinis down that awful moor. Between the tumble-down shacks, succulent sea kale sprouts like wreaths from the stones. Broom, blown flat by the wind, hugs the ground. Not much grows in that stony ground, and what does is blown into sinister druidical shapes, like the ancient Hollywoods, watered by the salt spray that the wind whips from the waves.
It's a film poem, it's a dream, and it's made in a completely new way. It's a completely new cinema, made with home movie, Super 8 camera that threw video onto 35, with a very sophisticated Dolby stereo soundtrack. And these images, which, because of the way the camera is used, are very unusual. You've never seen camera work in a feature film like this. It's quite pessimistic because it's about modern Great Britain, which is a very pessimistic place, except in magazines and newspapers.
I never thought of myself as a film director. I have to say that. At any point in my life. I never thought of myself as a film director. I have to say that. At any point in my life.
Super 8 roll, director yell cut, the action went cold. All of a sudden just a memory passing through German in blue. We lived on the love on the heath and over hills as the shadows closed in, the stars shone brighter still. Chromatic chameleons with colorful points of view. German in blue.
I never thought of myself as a film director. I have to say that.
Poinsettias and poppies all coming up the trees. The garden is aglow, but the prospect still so bleak. The circle of stones and the fields and the honeycomb, the past is hell and party, but the future's so pale and weak. Awoken with a headache and a cold sweat chill. Another sleepless night is like a plethora of pills. Restless, breathless, still so much work to do. German in blue. The order of the cellular of nights confess the canonization of some delicate dungeonettes. There's folklore in the fairy tale, magic in the myth. There cannot be alchemy without the alchemist. In the grand tradition of the opera and the music, the voice finding joy upon the side of in the twilight mist. Because this house injected medicine from the sisters of perpetual indulgence give us cause to forget about singing from the hymn sheet. We were singing from the fringes. Hey DJ, it's true, German in blue. Revolution. I'm sure the criticism, she was desperate these days, having since last years. Forget about singing on the hymn sheet. We were singing on the fringes. Hey DJ, it's true, German in blue.
England, a lot has changed. But then nothing's changed, because it was always like that in England. It only needed someone like Margaret Thatcher to rule out the theatres of oppression, and we're always there. And then it's not something she invented, it's just something she encouraged.
I was always a passionate gardener. Flowers sparkled in my childhood as they do in a medieval manuscript. I remember daisies, daisy chains on the lawn, fortresses of grass clippings, and of course the exquisite garden by Lake Maggiore, where in April 1946 my parents gave me my first grown-up book, Beautiful Flowers and How to Grow Them. The garden cascaded down to the lake, its paths banked by huge camellias. The beds were full of the scent of red. By the shore, lizards ran over a stone monument. There were enormous pumpkins and mulberry trees to feed the silkworms belonging to the lady who lived in the lodge. The flowers in the beds along the rose pergola, lupins, peonies, Shirley poppies, bloomed under the showers of petals from the pink roses. The heavy scent of privet and lime drifted into the walled garden. I came home to my parents' married quarters and planted a purple iris.
Hail St. Derek! Hail St. Derek! Hail St. Derek!
Art is the attrition between the private and public world. I think all artists are very aware of all of those responsibilities, and if the artist is not aware of this, then the art will be no good. It might be seen to be of interest for a little while, but it'll soon become unfashionable. If there was only one Van Gogh with one chair and one sunny afternoon in one room, there was only one vase of sunflowers, because after that, gone. And that's what art is about. It's about capturing a moment as well. And there can't be anyone who isn't slightly appalled that actually a small piece of canvas is now sold for £25 million in a world where there are many, many people who are, not going to go to buy their subsidies.
The earliest footage dates from the end of the 20s. My grandfather, Harry, who died before I was born, filmed the family holidays in Bexhill. I have about half an hour of his film. Besides the Sunday lunch, which is in the Last of England, there is tea on the beach, and my mother going back to school. It has amusing title cards, so you know who everyone is. Mum is introduced by the card, Ever Smiling Betty. She is about 10 at the beginning, 15 at the end. There were more reels of this film, but they were lost by my aunt. I was so unhappy about this that I carried the remaining film away with me on one of my visits home, copied what was left onto video, and never returned the originals. It became a bone of contention with my father in his last years. Where's the family movie? Safe and sound, I'd say, and change the subject.
I never thought of myself as a film director. I have to say that at any point in my life. We're lucky out here that most of the people are very ill. Just that they're being very ill. I must be lucky I can actually turn it into something. It doesn't upset me, and I'm so used to it. Living with illness now, I can't imagine anything else. It's completely subsumed my real life. I'm much happier painting now. Carl and I can sit in this room, which is an extremely nice room, and quietly work. I see no problem. I mean, paintings are just as interesting as films. It's not as if I was taking second guess to anything.
We took a light lunch at the railway cafe, scavenged the seashells as it started to rain, and Clement arrived with some poppy seed cake. I would see so many wonderful things. The jackdaw at dawn, the dew on the lawn, we smile in slow motion as we remember it all. Pagefield sweetness and back from the lawn, the string in his step and a skip in his door. Alan's arriving to take us to Rye, Juliet's clubbing in Margate tonight. I have seen so many wonderful things. Meadows and sun, the blossoms and bloom. So let's not be sad boys, let's not be blue. For I have seen so many wonderful things in my life. I say I've had some wonderful days. Now that it's over, now that it's through, let's not be sad boys, let's not be blue. Don't turn me wrong, leave it all over day, by the part of the garden, home and the lake. Till the time we talked all through the night, she said, Derek, we shared some wonderful times. The summer swallows came high in the sky. Now that it's over, boys, there's no need to cry. For I have seen so many wonderful things in my life. I say I've had some wonderful days. Through all the tears and the heartache and pain, I won't get there till I can honestly say I have seen so many wonderful things. I've started so many fabulous dreams, and some of them even came true. So let's not be sad or be blue. Goodbye, sweet adieu.
Thank you.
Wasn't that fab? So that was Project ADORNO and the great Derek Jarman. So thanks for dropping in, Derek. More applause, please. So I'd also like you to, one last time, put your hands together for Letty Mackay. Patrick Cunane. Sue Johns. Project ADORNO with their guest Derek Jarman. So that's thank you very much indeed.
Cue the house music. Just say thank you also to Paul up in the soundbox. Thank you to all of you for coming as well.